What exactly is zombies?
Zombies is a thing. Zombies is a game. It's a game mode inside of a game that's grown bigger than it once originally was.
It's a separate feature, like gameplay mechanic, that is present in most Call of Duties that Treyarch has made.
Okay.
It's a way of just keeping yourself entertained with a mythos of the natural zombies lore.
How deep does the lore go?
It goes too deep for us to even figure out. There's still a community that's still trying to find little hints and what we call Easter eggs till this day from old maps back in when the first game came out in like 2010.
I think it originally started in Call of Duty World at War. Call of Duty, a very known game franchise.
What about it like attracted you the most?
Honestly, it's because when I got into Call of Duty around Black Ops 1 until I was like, 2010? And I was shite at multiplayer, so I was just like, oh, here's another thing, and I was also shite at that, so I just kind of gave up for a couple years, and then I went back to it. I was like, oh, this is pretty fun.
What happened was I basically ran into zombies by surprise. I went into Call of Duty Black Ops 1 where they had upgraded zombies, basically.
When I heard specifically there was a map where you could kill zombies on a space station in the moon, that was what really drew me in. The weirdness and the sort of awesomeness of just imagining fighting zombies on the moon in a space station.
Now, did they always take you to like random places like these?
At first, no. It actually it started off with places that you would think like an insane asylum, bunker, research facility, and I think a Japanese imperial hut. After that, they just started going to different places, like an ancient civilization, I think, called Shangri-La. A movie set featuring movie stars that we all know. And then...
Oh, so they incorporated like real-life celebrities into it?
Yeah. Like Danny Trejo, also known as Machete. Michael Rooker, who's famous for the Walking Dead stuff. Sarah Michelle Gellar for Buffy. And Robert Englund, who did Freddy.
Also, I started watching this YouTuber named Syndicate, and he's known for doing zombie videos and stuff like that. Not so much nowadays, but back in the day, he was like the zombies king, so that is another thing that got me into it.
So would you say like what attracted you the most was like people playing it?
Yes.
So like, did you do that a lot before you actually like got your hands on like being able to like hold down like a game? Like you would watch people play it a lot?
Yes, definitely.
All right.
Because I'm honestly not good at video games. Never was and never will be.
How would you describe the people that you kind of watch? Like, did you enjoy their humor, their conversation, just their gameplay?
I enjoyed the humor most of all. If I wanted to hear humor, I would listen to a podcast, but I'd rather gameplay over a podcast because there's something I get to like watch, you know?
What were your first impressions playing it?
First impressions. I was very easily... I was scared by a lot of things. And... I was terrified, and I refused to play solo, and I still do. But anytime I would have like friends over, I'd be like, "Hey, let's play this zombies game so I can experience it because I'm a scared little wuss."
Okay, so because of this fear, would that kind of like push you to like make new friends or like get your friends that you already knew to play the game?
That did help a little bit because as I said, I refused to play by myself. I wouldn't do anything in near zombies by myself, and because I tried once and I shit myself. I got really scared.
So like you can play this by yourself and with co-op and whatnot, but like it's also like an online game. So how would you describe like the community that like it like attracts?
The community, it attracts a lot of different people. It attracts people that really want to know more about the lore and people that are just in it for the fun, the gameplay, and the little things that we get after we complete like certain steps and certain Easter eggs, like little trophies or achievements.
As I was saying, I don't play by myself, so I got a lot of experience with the community. I would go online and I would play with a bunch of randoms, a bunch of people just online, and they exist.
Right.
They definitely do things.
What do you mean by that? Do things?
Zombies. It's an overall, like 99% of it is cool. Except when you get that one kid, I got a ring. Just, nobody likes that kid.
Were you
kid's Xbox away parents? What are you doing?
You gotta find the right people.
So,
when people were playing Call of Duty, I was still on my GameCube playing Spider-Man 1. That's really it.
Because of that, did you feel welcomed at first, or did it take some time? Did you be yourself, or did you try to become someone else?
I tried exploring who I was through zombies. I tried to find out who I was, try to see how I communicate with people, because I never really talked to people much. And so through zombies, I can say that I didn't make friends on the internet, but I got to explore who I was and how I react to certain situations.
It took some time because when I started off, I didn't exactly have friends to actually play with. I had random people that I would meet online, and none of them were exactly friendly.
I don't like to play with randoms because it's just like, because 9 times out of 10 they didn't know what they were doing.
Since I didn't know much, they harshly judged me for not knowing, oh, you should be killing the zombies with this type of weapon, or you should probably buy this because it's better for you for X, Y, and Z.
I see that as an inconvenience a lot, so I just either play by myself or I play with friends. And I didn't want to be that person. I didn't want to be that guy to be like, what is this? I can't cuss, but what is this guy doing?
After finding myself, I was able to communicate with people a lot better. I was able to be the person to start conversations. I was able to be the person to start something and be like, hey, let's do this instead. Instead of just following everyone and trying to make friends, trying to be a follower, I slowly became what I like to consider myself, a leader of sorts. And then I found other people who now became my friends, and then they are also, I believe, to lead. And so it's like a group of leaders and no one's following each other, so it becomes havoc. At the same time, it becomes a very good connection. I don't know how to explain it.
So you found better friends along the way.
Along the way, yes. And they, I'm still friends with them still today. And kind of inspired me as a writer as well. The story itself, it's wrapped in mystery and different types of lore that no one would really think to look out for when playing a random zombies game. It makes me, as a writer, want to make the people that read my stories want to question and try to figure out why these characters are doing these certain things or why certain situations are happening.
So would you say your writing grew because of it?
Supposedly, yes, because right now I'm currently doing a story and it's based off a recent map that's based off 1940s Chicago.
Now, if you had to pinpoint the best and worst parts of the community, in the zombies community exactly, what would they be?
I mean, you make friends, of course, and I've definitely met friends that I know are gonna be there. I'm determined to keep them there for the rest of my life, and so long as zombies is going, we're always gonna have something to do. And even without it now, at this point, we're really good friends.
The pseudo family that we can form, and I don't know. It's hard to. It's like the community is like a pizza pie. It's like that one tiny slice is a really good part of community. It's like one of the best communities that you can ever find in gaming. But then the other 95% is just like, what? Who? Ew. That's just disgusting. Anchovies.
If you could, would you change anything about the community? Would you try to attract someone else? Would you try to take away a certain group of people?
The one type of person in zombies that I despise without question, because you're gonna go into some random games every once in a while and you're gonna try to find people to do things and just play with people when your friends aren't online or something, and you're gonna try to talk to them and they're gonna have their mics and you're gonna be like, oh, they're able to speak, they have microphones to play. They don't have microphones to play. They have microphones to play their music through, and then you're just gonna hear their crap music the whole time through their stupid headsets and their stupid speakers, and then I'm tired of Fetty Wap. Fetty Wap's a good guy.
Right now, the zombies community is approaching every demographic at this point. Mainly because society nowadays is getting used to gory things like zombies and stuff like that. But if I do have to change one thing, I would change the attitude that people who get too into the game that becomes a big point in their life a little too much.
I would honestly just tell them to just relax. This is honestly just a game, man. Like you look at the video game community, you look at the sneaker community, it's just you got people out here killing each other over a pair of Jordans, or really just trying to fight each other because you got killed in Call of Duty. I'm just it's just a game, it's just a pair of sneakers, just calm down, just try to have fun, honestly.
Would you say that you have fun playing it most of the time?
Most of the time, yeah.
Have you ever experienced times where you actually hated it, where you had to take a hiatus from it?
Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh.
In terms of
it's my hiatus right now.
Oh, and trying to become this new person, to become more confident, to put yourself more into like the community? Like, were there some like road bumps, like people you had to deal with? Like,
Oh yeah, definitely. There were definitely some
Did-
scumbags.
did it stop you from playing the game at one point?
Well, the only reason it would even stop me is because I needed more people to play certain things.
What certain things are you talking about?
Well, there's these things called Easter eggs inside of zombies. They're basically this whole little inside story thing going on.
So basically, the game like encouraged like teamwork.
Yes. But at the same time, as it encouraged it, it wasn't a necessity.
Zombies is hard. It can really be hard.
Were you like looked down upon because of that? Like, is that why you played a lot by yourself, or like joined friends who like wouldn't like harshly critic your gaming as much?
It was more for me, like more for my sake, so I can better myself. Because if I'm not good at something that I want to be good at, I'm gonna perfect that skill. So
What would you say you benefited the most from this game?
I don't know. I just really found something fun that I like to do. It's really hasn't really affected me in real life that much. It's besides like, conversating with other Call of Duty players, but that's really it.
Would you ever use it as an escape from like people, hard times like you were dealing with? Like use it to like vent maybe?
Nah, cause I'm not like I don't use video games to do that because I get like very frustrated when I play games. I would suggest for people who don't get frustrated at video games to use this as a stress reliever because it can be relaxing. You know how as relaxing as killing millions upon millions of people can be.
There was a point where my mom would have to like force me to stop playing because as well as me enjoying the game like endlessly. I love playing zombies. It's one of my favorite things to do. As well as that, I was also using it as a escape from like reality because I was sad and lonely.
When I'm alone, I usually just want to, kill some time by killing zombies. Or if I'm trying to avoid some people, when people get too loud or start to annoy me, I just get lost into the zombies lore and start playing by myself. Or, if my friends happen to be online, I play with them to even, have more fun.
And I would just mix it in with like, it was something I like to do, mixed in with something that I knew how to do. It added a lot to my life. I became engulfed in a story that wasn't my own, and I slowly made it become my own in a sort of cosmic sort of way.
For a majority of the time, you said you enjoyed it?
Oh yes, of course. The entire time, that everything I've ever done, even the bad, like it was always a great time in zombies. I would play it constantly.
All right, now looking back on like everything you've done with this game, everything that you've like accomplished, everything that like you've seen yourself do so far, do you see yourself continuing like this game in the future, like continue to be like a huge part of the community?
Oh yes. I wish to be even more part of the community because looking at all these little Easter egg secrets and stuff of that nature, it's just trying to find them is amazing. It's the adventure of just finding little things that you would never expect before in your life. Getting something from something so basic and getting expanded into a community that's still trying to figure out stuff to this day. It's amazing.
The only way they can make me not play zombies is if they start backtracking and making it worse. But overall, Treyarch is doing really well. The company, they're doing really good with zombies, and I don't think they can really go downhill. I mean, at some point they might end the story.
Honestly, because I would love to get into game design. I would love to work on a zombies game, if anything.
So
seriously,
would you say that like zombies is kind of like partially responsible for why you have like this new like thing for like game design, like why you want to pursue this?
No, but it's not the reason, but it definitely pushes me towards.
It's a push.
Yeah, it helps me find something. It's a little little beam, like a little navi that I can follow, so I know what to do or what I want to pursue in terms of game design. But it didn't help me get into game design.
All right. Thank you, Kasanga.
No problem. Go fuck yourself.
Great.